Hi, everybody. It's Rich Fulcher with TalkBox. Listen, I know you hear this from me every week, but press subscribe and the world will be your oyster, I swear. I'll be able to give you more things and more prizes, even though I have no prizes. So this week's guest is Bebe Cave. She is what you would call ebullient. She has loads of energy. She's doing a show up in Edinburgh. It's called CHRISTBRIDE. She's here to tell you about it. And here it is. Hi. My hair's all wet and I like it. Oh, hi. How are you?
Lovely to see you. Oh, sorry, touch the back of your head.
I know, you shouldn't have done that. That was a problem.
That's near your off button.
Yes.
Sorry about my my wet hair.
What happened?
I got caught in the rain.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately. It happens when you live in London.
There's this thing, I think it starts with a U. It's called an umbrella.
Oh, I know. I know. Terribly drab.
No, I never
Terribly
use
drab.
umbrellas.
I personally really like the rain, and I don't mean that in a sort of, spirited lead character in a period drama type of a film way. I just want to walk out in the rain and I don't care if I get consumption. But
Don't get consumption.
Exactly.
And then you have to go to Italy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where you meet the handsome man. So
Yes,
that's part of the
exactly.
plan, really. But I like the rain just because it is sort of a reminder of, human nature, how insignificant we are, the renewal of life.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's really quite fun. Who cares if your shoes get a little bit wet? They'll dry. There's nothing less punk than somebody who clearly didn't bring an umbrella, who didn't know it was going to rain today, looking terrified at water falling from the sky. I mean, come on, it's not fire.
What if there was a mudslide? Would you just dive right
It would be so fun. Look, it would be. I would be so
nature.
into it. I would be so into it. I would take one of those tour groups of Spanish school children that go around with the big yellow backpacks. I would be like, guys, crowd around me, and then we would all form a sort of a ram, and then we would all go as a team.
Down.
Yeah, I think
Have
we'd
you
go.
ever been? Because there's been a lot of floods in the U.S.
I
Have
do
you ever
know,
been in
yeah.
a situation where you felt, oh my gosh, I might be done for with nature?
Oh, I see, like a near-death experience.
Or even like a bear
Oh.
or something.
Okay, well, that's interesting you said that because I was about to say big bear, big, massive bear. No, I wasn't going to say bear. Never seen bear.
No bears.
I did when I was young, when my parents were separating. We went on a sort of very last strained family trip up a mountain in France called Mont Blanc. And and my dad did that very male thing, where they just stride ahead,
I
sort of
do
meters and
that
meters in front. Yeah.
sometimes.
My boyfriend does it too. It's such a
I
male
hate
thing. I
that.
really can't understand it.
I hate doing it, but I like it.
I think I just got trapped behind
Come
the
on.
group. Hurry up. I was only 6 though, to be fair. I got trapped behind the group and I fell down a little ravine thing. And my mum luckily sort of caught me in time, just caught me by the wrist.
How far down was
I
it?
really think I probably could have died if my mum hadn't caught me, yeah.
Can you imagine?
She was so angry at my dad, as you can imagine.
Shit.
Yeah, we ended up leaving the holiday early. But he stayed. He stayed because he just wanted to walk around the mountain. Isn't that funny, though? I could have died on a mountain, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that.
Our comedy podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
sorry,
no.
Ron. I really hope my dad's not
No,
listening.
but I asked the question because
You did, actually.
It's interesting.
You did it. How about
know?
you? Have you ever been killed by the elements?
No, I mean, I always thought when I was little, then when it rained, that was going to be it.
Every time it rained.
Yeah. No, this is also what happened. When we go over a hill in a car, I thought we're going over a cliff.
Oh,
Because
really?
I couldn't see the other side of it.
Wow, so a very literal imagination you had as a
Yes.
child.
Some would say stupid.
No, I think that's really sweet because it shows that you really believe in things. You really believe in, angles and perspectives
Well,
and death.
that would make me a flat earther, right?
Hey, I ain't got a problem with it if you ain't got a problem with it. Let's get real. Let's have the real chat. I'm only joking. I'm not a flat earther.
You can't see the other. Yeah.
You really can't. And the thing is, that's what they're not telling us. That's what I can't see.
There's something they're not telling us.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the other side of the earth?
No.
I haven't met one person that has.
A lot of
answer
people
that.
Who listen to this show are flat earthers.
Of course they are.
I have deep respect for
Any
them.
comedy podcast listener, kind of massive fan base would obviously. There's going to be a huge percentage of flat earthers in there.
I would like to know what they listen to. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, of course, and Joe Rogan. I imagine a lot of Joe Rogan. No, surely.
Yes. I don't know. Surely. You're going up to Edinburgh on Sunday.
Yes, I am.
Are you excited? Because you are a veteran.
Oh,
can I say that?
That's really nice. No, I did. I fought for our country. The Fringe Wars.
You've been through the wars.
I really have. Yeah, I really have, as you can tell by my outfit.
You know what it's like.
Yes, I suppose in a way I do. I definitely am not as much of a veteran as other people that have gone and done sort of 15 shows in a row. But I have been going up for a relatively large percentage of my life. I did a Fringe show for the first time when I was 14 or 15 with my sister Jessie.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do in that show?
Well,
what is the first line you had in that show?
I'm not going to say a line. It was more of a sound.
Okay.
I have to give some context for this story to make sense. So my sister is an actress. She's 10 years.
Is it worth it?
You'll be the judge of that. You're the one that does the hour-long episodes, Rich, all right? It's rich of you to say that, to be honest.
I'm the one that asks nature questions.
So my sister is an actress. She's 10 years older than me, and we'd always sort of collaborated on bits and bobs. But obviously, I was just a teenager. I was doing acting and things at that time. But she fell in love with a stand-up comedian who sort of ghosted her, really, essentially. And she had been to the Fringe the year before for a day or two to visit, and, get the vibe. And when this boy sort of, stopped responding to her, she thought, I'm going to go up to the Edinburgh Fringe and I'm going to become a comedian, and then he will 1,000% respond to my messages.
Oh my God!
But she was a bit too scared to do it on her own, so she forced me. It was the year before my GCSEs.
Oh, so you didn't bug her to go?
No, she wanted me to be in the show with her.
I thought you were bugging her.
No, it was very much, she just said, this is what we're doing. We did, we wrote it together, did some shows at like the Camden Fringe, a couple of really sort of shitty places.
What are you doing in August? Come in here.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, it's not like I was a very cool 14, 15-year-old, so she kind of knew that my schedule was very open, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
Obviously, I'm doing a Fringe show now. I can't be that cool, can I?
No.
Anyway, so in the show, it was called Bookworm, and my sister was sort of the heightened version of herself, hostess of a book club, and the audience were the book club members. And for some reason, we had a big cardboard cutout of a gingerbread.
By the way, have you seen that show, Book Club?
Book Club?
Yeah.
No, because our show was called Bookworm, but no, I haven't seen Book Club.
I'm just saying and it took place in Scotland.
When was this made? Because ours was in 2012. Are you saying that we can sue?
No, you didn't take anything. It was done in the late 90s, early...
Maybe my sister took some inspiration from that. She never told me.
I'm not saying that.
No, I understand.
I'm not part of the plagiarism police.
Yeah, we didn't write the show using ChatGPT. It wasn't a thing then.
No, I was just making the connection that there was a book club.
No, I so get that.
Okay, never mind.
We had a big cardboard cutout of a gingerbread house in the middle of the stage in reference to Hansel and Gretel. We also had a giant beaver in reference to Narnia. If you'd seen the show, you would have understood. And for some reason, in the first 15, 20 minutes of the show, I was hiding in the gingerbread house, and then I pop out. And it was such a surprise to the audience that there'd been a human being on the stage this whole time. It was always quite a bit of fun. And my character was mostly mute in the show. That was also a funny thing. My sister was really nasty to me. It was very clear I was her younger sister. But it was very strange vibes, really. This sort of odd 24-year-old woman. My sister at the time also looked about 18. And me, an actual, basically a child doing it.
So you'd pop out.
I'd pop out and I would sort of help her with parts of the show. I would hold up sort of key terms from books and things like that. And it was really fun. It was an amazing experience. It gave me my first flavour of the Fringe. And funnily enough, my sister, the comedian never came to the show. Turns out it's not the way to get a guy's attention. But my sister was performing the same venue as a comedian called Alfie Brown. He was in the same venue as us for that year. And they now have 4 kids together. So that's how they met.
Wow, see?
Yeah. It was all meant to be. Oh, claps.
I'm clapping.
That's nice.
Yeah, we're all clapping.
And I actually met my boyfriend at the Fringe as well when I performed there again with my sister in 2019. So I think it is quite a romantic place. I'm hoping.
Yeah, things happen.
We'll see what happens this year, right?
Okay, all right. But you're still with him.
I'm
though,
still with
so,
my boyfriend now,
you
very
don't
much so.
Is he coming up?
He has done 2 shows the last 2 years, and so he's taking a break this year. And to be fair, as we were just saying before we even started this, it is so much stress the whole run up to doing the Fringe, and it kind of it's worth
Stress.
it. It's worth it once you get about halfway through the month and you realise this is something I've worked all year on. This is something to be proud of. I'm learning something. Despite everything, no matter what the outcome, you are a better performer than you've ever been by the end of the month. But I have to say, the 2 months, especially in the lead up, it's been.
It's hectic,
horrendous.
huh?
And my boyfriend's gloating constantly that he's not doing it. He gets to have a nice summer. Keeps talking about,
but
all the things he's going to do.
It's like you pack into that month a year's worth of experiences.
It's true. It's really
You've
true.
got dread, you've got psychosis, you've got fear, triumph.
Yeah, all the stages of grief.
Yeah, exactly. I always say, like, after because I was always never quite ready with the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got it up, it's like, okay, it's up.
Mm-hmm.
It's up for the fates to, like, the reviewers and...
I know. It's a funny one. And you sort of think to yourself how terrible it is and how awful a performer you are up until the second that you actually do feel like it goes well. And you think, well, this is crazy. Why am I not getting all the credit in the world? Why have I not won an Oscar yet?
It's like
you
golf.
can never have a normal reaction to it. It's always either never enough or too much or everything.
It's like golf.
Yeah.
Well, golf is like you hit one great shot.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You want to go back no matter what.
That's what they say. That's that classic phrase about golf.
And the
you
minute
hit that
you
one
get
shot.
that show that you think is magic, you just go, this is it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so funny because the show I did last year was my first time doing solo performing.
The screen test.
The screen test, yeah. And it was all about Golden Age Hollywood. It was a really big, silly parody, essentially, of screwball comedy actresses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That talked really fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that there's a character and a heroine that I think really is so sorely missed as a sort of character trope in current day media. We do have a couple of sort of, I would say, screwball equivalent actresses. People like Emma Stone and Jennifer Lawrence maybe are very sort of witty and clever.
See?
You say, what going on? What is it? What it do? But I think it was partly because of the necessity of the time and because of the kind of like the restrictions on content and the Hays Code. That's why the screwball heroine was sort of invented as a genre, because you couldn't be overtly sexual. You had to be very witty. And that's what makes you kind of very sexy for that period of time of films. Whereas I think in films these days, you can just be very much more overtly sexy. So you don't need to be as quick talking.
Now, listen,
I clearly haven't taken that memo.
Do you
That's
think
why I speak so fast.
people really talk that fast?
I
mean,
do, yeah, I do.
What is it about
You
speaking
have the opposite problem, let's say.
That's
Sorry, I don't
why
mean to be
people
rude.
think I'm Canadian for some reason.
It's because you're so chilled out.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
What makes you so chilled?
No, I'm slow.
It's because you're a bit
I think I'm going to
thick.
go over a cliff all
Are you
the
thick as
time.
2 short planks?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on here?
No, but I was just curious about that because people and... You know, it seems like things were a lot faster back then, just from watching things. Like,
Well, people had shorter...
and then, like, in cars and the film.
They had shorter life expectancies, so I suppose they probably had to condense more action into their lives, if you think about it.
Really?
Well, if you had 10 years less, right, you would definitely speak a little bit quicker.
That's true. That's true.
So anyway,
Well
that was my show last year.
And you consider that because that was your own show.
And that was I have to say, like a life-changing experience. I think as an actor, up until then, I've never really felt a lot of agency with, getting work and being able to create your own work. It's really difficult as a performer. Increasingly.
But now you know you can do it.
Now it's like, well, I'm my own factory, right? And even though, of course, it's still lovely to get acting jobs, I have to say I'm doing a play this autumn, an actual theatre play.
Dropper.
Yeah, sorry guys. Turns out I'm not allergic to being cast anymore. No, I only make that joke because, I so rarely get cast in anything. When they actually call me up to say I'd got it, I forgot that was even an option, that you got the play, that you got the job sometimes. Like, I thought you just go in for the auditions and then you get rejected or you never hear back from them.
You're your own brand, right?
Yeah, I'm very much my own brand. But anyway, what's nice about doing another person's work is that you don't have to make the set and the costumes and the sound effects and write the script. But, there are pros and cons to everything. And I think when you do take charge of all of those elements, like I did for my show for the first time last year and like I'm doing for my show this year.
You take charge.
I get to be the kind of character I want to play.
Yeah.
It's so rare that you actually get to play anything that's not a kind of weird trope, you know?
The downside, though, is there's no excuses. You had control over it. Nobody told you to do that.
It's true. That's really, really, really true. You do have to take full responsibility, but
Nobody
that's a good
told
thing.
you to put a lightning bolt in your hair.
Yeah. Yeah,
A
exactly.
thing caught fire.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Exactly.
It's not, unless you blame it on the producer or something.
But I think that when you do have to take charge of so many different elements, scruffiness is much more accepted, I think. So even if there are parts of the show that aren't perfect, the fact that people know that you wrote, produced, acted in all of this, I think that they're willing to look over those things. Whereas if it's a huge, massive team of people, and by the way, huge,
What do you
massive
mean
teams of
scruffiness?
scruffiness, like everything that clearly I am as a person. But all of my shows say maybe there'll be some sound effects that don't sound quite right,
Oh, okay.
Because
I have to did it all herself.
Exactly. And I think that people are much, much more generous when they know that you're, that
What if you
come
just
together.
said it during the show? I did this all myself. Then go right back into your character.
Do you think that I should just do that after every scene? By the way, guys, I did this myself. Guys, sorry,
No,
guys, I know that
if
was a dramatic
something-
moment. By the way, just so you know, I made this costume
If
as well. guys.
something is a little low tech or something goes wrong, you just go as an aside.
I made it myself.
Break the fourth wall.
I do a lot of asides, actually. I think that this would fit quite well in.
Okay.
Because my show this year as well is a medieval parody.
Okay,
And,
this is a good segue.
Yeah.
Your show is called CHRISTBRIDE.
Bride this year, yeah.
CHRISTBRIDE. Is the B capitalized?
It's actually all capitalized. I think
Oh,
I
it
made it
is.
but you have to make these creative decisions in January before you've really written the show.
I
so
know.
it's sort of like CHRISTBRIDE. Like it just sounds like I'm shouting all the time. CHRISTBRIDE.
It sounds like a punk song.
It does actually.
CHRISTBRIDE.
CHRISTBRIDE. It's
Like
a bit
Black
Iron
Flag.
Maiden-y, yeah. It's kind of cool actually. Yeah.
You know Ozzy Osbourne died.
No way. I think
Sorry,
he died on my birthday actually. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was my birthday on Tuesday. He died on Tuesday,
Happy
didn't he?
birthday.
Thank you.
You'll always remember that.
I'll always remember it. Exactly.
When is my birthday? Oh, Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah. When did I was going to die? Yeah. Oh, that's it. There we go.
Oh, man.
How are you feeling about that?
Well, I mean, I'm glad he did the
Die.
concert.
You're glad he
before.
died?
I'm glad
That's
he
a
died.
horrendous thing to say.
I'm not. The Osbournes watched the show, so
Really?
no, they don't.
Okay. Why did I believe that? That's actually insane that I was about to believe that.
No,
Wow.
I'm glad he did his last concert.
Yes, I heard that
Like
it was
2
very
weeks ago,
emotional. And
I
it was
think.
almost like
Yeah.
people are saying that it's almost like he knew that it was coming or something.
I know. So it was like, I'm so glad that he did that, but it's very sad.
It is very sad. I mean, such an iconic sort of titan of pop culture, really, if you think about it. I mean, I never watched the Osbournes. I've never seen a full episode, but the clips of Sharon just telling him off because he's lost all of his beers. It's just some of the best TV I've ever seen in my life.
It's really good,
It really
isn't
is some
it?
of the best TV I've ever
It
seen
was
in my
kind
life.
of the original family reality.
Peeking into the glamorous, not so glamorous underbelly of like rich people. Plus, I think what I really like about the Ozzy especially, but also Sharon and Ozzy and the whole Osbourne clan, is it's sort of like that, yeah, of course that's what happens when you take trashy people and you give them loads of money. They're still going to be trashy. They're just going to be living in a big house.
Exactly.
You know? And that's what's so...
Exactly.
But their love is so everlasting as well. It's just beautiful.
Well, I'm sorry I sidetracked you.
Oh,
We
not
were
at
on your
all.
show and I
So
went
much
off
more
into
interesting.
Ozzy Osbourne
No, I
land.
love Ozzy. Yeah, but my show, CHRISTBRIDE, this year is a medieval parody. We were talking
All
about...
caps.
All caps. And we were talking about asides.
Is there an exclamation?
No exclamation mark. Come on.
Good.
Come on.
Good.
We're not Stomp.
Yeah.
I do a lot of asides in the show because when you do something that's a historical parody, I've done a lot of research into the medieval era.
You
and
love history.
Clearly. No, I mean, I've done a lot of research into Christian mysticism because that's really what my character is.
Oh, really?
And there are occasional moments in the show where, like, my actual research bumps up against my instinct to make a moment funny. And, let's say you want to include a strange detail, like, a 14th century Christian mystic called Catherine of Siena, who had mystical, of course, you know her, mystical marriage with Christ in her bedroom, and he presented her with his foreskin as a wedding ring, and it was eternally bleeding. So that's an actual historical fact that, Catholics believe is true. Crazy old bastards.
Right. Okay.
And I include that as a detail in my show because my character is a insane teenage girl, Christian mystic, obsessed with Jesus Christ. But when I have this foreskin thing, that's obviously really funny to me because I know the context behind it.
Yes.
And I have to then weigh up, is this worth having in the show as a detail, or do I include it in the show and then I do an aside? By the way, this is a historical fact and it was too weird for me to not include in the show. So
that's good.
I'm testing out some of these asides at the moment, and maybe I should take your advice and after every joke,
no,
guys,
I didn't
just so you know, I also wrote this myself. I'm not just an amazing actress, I also wrote this.
Would you say the majority of this is comedic or it's...
Yes. Okay. It's a comedy this year. I listed my show as theatre last year, which meant I had a lot of 70-year-olds in my audience.
Right.
Because
with
they came...
glasses.
And with glasses. And even if they found something funny...
Elbow patches.
Even if they found something funny, they would sort of still be looking at you with the sort of a wry expression. And maybe they find something funny and then they'll go like this, giving me a little nod. I think...
What kind of show is this?
Yes, exactly. And I think
the program.
It invites a slightly more...
Mildred.
It invites a more serious kind of an audience in when you list something as theatre. And so even though I think it's because I was still afraid to actually say, hello, I'm a comedian.
You were treading the boards.
Treading the boards, literally, but also treading the tight walk between actress and comedian.
Yes.
This year I've decided, let's go full...
Go comedy. Yeah.
Let's go full clown mode.
What happens, too, is once you do it and people see it, they kind of hone in on what it is.
Exactly.
Unless it's like Saturday and people go, comedy.
They have very weirdly high expectations on a Saturday and a Friday.
Yeah.
Sometimes those can be the weirdest audiences.
Yes, Friday especially.
It's like they almost think, well, I've given you my big night of the week, so you better bloody make me laugh, bitch.
Yeah.
That's what they literally say as they throw tomatoes at me on the way out.
They're not going to do that.
Oh, you never know. I mean, to be fair, my show's quite... I'm trying to think. Heresy. What's the
heroic?
No. What's the adjective for heresy?
Heretical.
My show's quite heretical, and I do hope that I'm not going to offend people.
You want to get some controversy, though.
Yes, I think that could be. All press is good press.
To get banned, possibly.
Wouldn't that be great? Because then I also don't have to do it. Wouldn't it be great to get banned first day of the Fringe, cause such a sort of a rock and roll Ozzy Osbourne-esque kind of a move that then you don't actually have to do the Fringe, but everyone gets to say, God, and that show would have been amazing. I heard it was amazing as well.
If you're like a P.T. Barnum type, you invite all of these church groups to see your show.
Perfect.
Yeah, you explain it as, a very religious experience, and then they ban it.
Yeah.
They demand that it gets banned.
Oh my God, and then I'll be huge.
Yes.
I'll be huge after that. That's actually a really good idea. I am slightly afraid of offending people. I mean, no matter how silly my writing style is, and at the end of the day, I think that the Bible and religion, and to be honest, all major religions is storytelling in some form. And I think it would be insane to sort of claim otherwise. It's essentially adults going to storytelling.
Are telling the story.
Exactly. And so I think that there's a connection that we can all have to that, but there is also surely a level of understanding that stories are allowed to be interpreted. And all my show is a sort of strange interpretation of, one teenage girl's relationship with Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
And part of the reason why I was inspired to write about it anyway is because when I think about women through the ages, especially if you think about the fact that women really up until like the 18th century, most of them wouldn't have been taught to read or write anyway. Nuns, in fact, were the people that probably had the highest level of education when it came to women, apart from if you were like a nobility.
Oh, I never thought of that.
But it's not like women wouldn't have been smart when they couldn't read or write, right?
Yes.
And religion for a long time was not something that was sort of shared. We're all going to be talking about God all together. It's like a guy, a priest, standing with his back to you, really far away, speaking in Latin, speaking in tongues. You don't really understand what he's saying. You don't really understand the scriptures. You're in a beautiful place, and God and religiousness is about, especially for female mystics, it's about sensuality. It's about what they can see and feel and imagine. And so, to me, when I think about all of those different things, I think about women being so smart. I think about the sensuality of it. It's crazy to me that, you're saying that there weren't like some smart, crafty women back in the day who were sort of like, yeah, I spoke to God. Yeah, I saw him. I bloody saw him. Oh, yeah, he told me loads of stuff.
Is it also a way of getting attention?
I mean, I think so. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of one of the only ways that women could, if you were a Christian mystic, for example, it was one of the only ways that you could become a relatively powerful person in sort of medieval Christendom. People would believe you if you said, oh, I've got a miracle and this is why you're going to be the next king. I actually spoke to God and he told me that you're going to be the next king.
Yes.
You think that some women's not going to lie about that? Not saying that in my show that's what I'm saying that they're lying.
There was a thing in Wolf Hall about that. There was a woman that would predict things.
Yes. I was watching that actually this year.
Yes. Yeah. We both watched the same thing.
We did. And do you know what's crazy?
What?
Is I was watching Wolf Hall. Don't you think Mark Rylance is the most incredible actor in the world?
Yeah, he's great,
and then, whilst watching Wolf Hall, what an incredible portrayal of Cromwell.
You wrote your show.
I wrote my show. Mark Rylance, he's making a cameo as Jesus Christ. It's incredible. No, I was watching Wolf Hall, and then actually I ended up getting tickets to see him in a West End play that he was doing at the same time.
Oh, Jerusalem?
It was Jerusalem. Yeah, no. Jerusalem I saw 2 years ago, although that was the best thing I've ever seen.
That is wrong!
And we can talk about Jerusalem.
We can talk later.
He was actually doing a play, I can't even remember the title of it, but he was playing an Irishman, this insane drunkard. And the versatility of that, I've never seen someone commit so well to a performance. It actually makes me feel... I mean, most of the time as an actor, you feel embarrassed, right, to be an actor. It's so pathetic, isn't it? Like, oh my God, what, we're going to dress up and we're going to pretend for you and we want you to clap for us. Sorry, I feel like I can say that.
You feel embarrassed being an actor sometimes.
Well, sometimes I think as an adult, openly admitting that you literally just want people to look at you and give you praise is a bit silly. Like, let's be honest. Let's be a bit silly.
If you say it that way.
I think that actors who act like they're saving lives are some of the worst people.
Yes,
I think that we all have to take a little bit of a dose of reality and accept that this is such a lucky job to do, such a silly, fun job to do. But of course it's a bit childish and silly.
Like Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes.
Exactly. I think that was so spot on. But when you watch someone like Mark do it, it makes you think, actually, wow, this is incredible, because I've never felt such insane emotions watching him do Jerusalem. We queued up for
to put on a costume.
He bloody does. And you know what he does? He's so wacky. I heard that with Jerusalem, wasn't it the best show that you've ever seen in your entire life?
I haven't seen.
Oh. Well, then why did you bloody tee me up like that?
Because I know he was playing in Jerusalem.
It's literally the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
And he, apparently, the cast, and on Mark's orders, they, for an hour or something before the show every day, not just the cast even, the whole crew, like even the ushers of the theatre, they all play games with each other for an hour. Because Jerusalem, the nature of it is that this is a community that's got quite a sort of a playful, connected spirit. So they play games with each other for half an hour, or an hour, and then apparently also they get little artifacts that, relate to their character. They put them in little plastic bags, and then they hide them in places in the theatre for the whole run of the show. And then, when the show's done, they all find each other's items, throw them in the River Thames. Is that not charming?
Would they go down to the river?
And they all just throw them in the River Thames.
Wait, so my way of thinking was, the play is what, 3 hours total? Now I got an hour before I got to play a game, and then I got to walk down to the Thames afterwards?
But only after that last show. It wouldn't be every day that you would do that.
Okay,
No. They put the artifacts in the theatre for the whole duration of the run, months. But then on the last day is a sort of ritual. That's what they all do, like saying goodbye to the character.
Well, it's like he had stewardship of the show, and he,
Exactly, like a
that's really
captain steering the ship.
Yeah.
And that's so playful. That's what actors should be like. And I also want my actors personally, I especially want my big famous actors, I want them to be a bit kooky. I don't need them to be relatable and serious. Sorry. No. I don't need to hear about, how you're so normal and everything like that. I actually want you to be a bit quackers, quite frankly.
If it's a serious play.
Quite fucking frankly. Sorry, my answer.
No, you can say, Kenny?
Can I say fuck?
Kenny's going to bleep
Sorry
you.
about that. Sorry about that, Kenny. Sorry about that, Kenny.
Yeah.
I bloody bet you do. Crazy bastard.
The thing is, what if it's a really dramatic show and somebody's getting into it by not being funny, but, talking about a death or something? And
well, that makes sense.
I think we should all talk about people dying.
Well, I think that it's important to be able to take a step away from the work. And, you are just human beings portraying a story, which is an important thing to do. And I think that art can help people work through issues. And I think there's something really beautiful about sharing your own experience and helping that make the character richer. I think that different shows and different characters require very different things.
I think with comedy, in my experience, it's best to be loose and talk to people and have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of the funniest people, though, comedians, then when you speak to them, they can actually be quite serious, can't they? Have you found that?
Yes.
Which I always find quite fascinating, really, because then it shows what a rich inner world they must have. Maybe it's that they're actually quite shy.
Yeah. For me, I even have to, I feel like if I had a gig at a club I've never been to, I feel like I want to get there early just to soak in the vibe and talk to people. I don't want to feel like I'm walking in and it's like everyone's going like this.
Exactly. I think that's very smart. I mean, I don't gig, but I think that I would be the same. I did try gigging once. I did stand up for a couple of months and it was the worst experience of my life.
Why? What happened?
Well, I couldn't cope with how scary I found it. Talking as myself.
Right.
I really love performing as characters. But I did. My boyfriend. We met at the Fringe, like I said. I did this show with my sister when I was a teenager, and then when I was 21, we decided to do another short run of a show again.
Right.
And that's when I met my boyfriend, that Fringe.
Yes.
But he saw me doing this thing with my sister, and he said for years after that, he said, you should try stand-up. It's not that different from acting, and it's so addictive. That's what you'll find. It's so addictive. You'll get off that stage, you'll feel this rush, and you'll never want to, look back. And I did it. I did these open mics, which is already, okay, it's not a particularly fun thing to do. It can be so terrifying.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I just kept waiting for this, this addictive rush to happen. But instead, it was actually just dread. If I knew I had a gig coming up on the Thursday, I literally wouldn't be able to sleep from the Sunday. I would just be so in my head about it. And I don't know why it's such a different experience for me talking as myself on stage than it is when I'm performing a character. Maybe there's a layer of safety there for me.
Maybe that if something goes wrong in a character, it's like, I'm doing a character. It's not something about me personally.
Exactly.
Whereas the stand-up is like...
It's exposing.
Yeah.
It's exposing.
Yeah.
And, I guess, obviously, this is, probably a moot point for you because you do a podcast as yourself and you go on stage as yourself. But
I'm myself?
But I just found, I don't know if I'm actually the most interesting thing to talk about. I think that the things I can think of are more interesting.
You're interesting.
I think that I am interesting, but I think to a certain extent, what I can come up with is a bit more interesting than, say, me, myself, and I.
Really?
And I even found that doing a podcast with my sister, which I loved, and we did for a long time, and it was a great way to
meet people
and for people to find out who I was and things like that. And I think that I did a good job on that. But even that I found very stressful, how much I had to share about myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you right now?
No, so this is the artist formerly known as Bebe Cave.
Okay.
You haven't seen the real me for this whole time. I'm only joking. Obviously, this is me. This is nicer. Going on a guest.
Yeah, this is you.
Going as a guest is fine.
But what if you did so you're talking as yourself, and then somebody just goes, okay, now do stand up. Yeah. Would you be able to just segue into that? No. I honestly, I can't express to you how scary I found doing even the open mics and things like that. Right.
I found it so scary. But then sort of the character stuff I do really enjoy. So everybody has to find their footing.
I know. A lot of people like characters.
Yeah. It's a bit silly though, isn't it?
But a lot of people segue into stand-up by doing a character or doing a comedian that they like.
What was your first performing style? What was your first thing that you really fell in love with?
I wanted to do... a character who was a serial killer who was a stand-up.
That's good.
Yeah, so I was segueing in as a character.
So you weren't even using your own name?
I used my name, but I wasn't really caring what.
Well, then that's more. I guess that is a character, but if it's still got your name, then that's more just like a bit that you're doing.
I didn't think it through.
Yeah, it sounds like you didn't. Sounds like that needs a bit of work. That one.
No,
I'm
no.
joking.
I
That
mean,
sounds funny to be fair.
Yeah, it was just a thing. It was a way of doing it where I didn't have to expose myself.
Yeah, I get that. You never know. Maybe now I've done 2 Fringe shows, I'll be a bit braver and I'll try and do the stand-up.
Yeah. Maybe do a night. You can do a spot or something.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, but even that, I find so scary. The idea of it. It's so funny, isn't it? Like the different things that people find scary. Because I know some stand-ups that the idea of doing a character or a play is the scariest idea in the world to them.
Yes.
So I suppose everybody just has to find their own balance and.
Everybody's got their comfort zone.
Absolutely.
What else about the show do you want to say?
Oh, what else do I want to say? Well, if anybody listening is up at the Fringe, my show's on at 5. Is that what I'm supposed to say? It's at the Pleasance, the Jack Dome, yes. At
the
5,
Jack Dome.
The Jack Dome.
Luke McQueen is also at the Jack Dome.
Oh, that's nice. Cool.
Or is it the Pleasure Dome?
I think it's the Pleasure Dome. I think that sounds more like Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm on at 5:40 at the Jack Dome.
Good time.
And quite a good time, quite a solid time. That feels like a very Fringe show time.
People will eat
5:40.
afterwards.
People can eat afterwards, but they could definitely come in with a nice beer beforehand. So it's like you get to really enjoy the beer as well because you haven't had dinner
during.
yet. No, don't eat during my show. Don't do that because that will really throw me off. Bride.
Oh my God. No. So
yeah, if you like whimsical parody, if you like silly voices, if you like
fast talking,
bit of costume change,
asides.
Oh, if you love asides, you've got to be coming down to my show. And I wear really lovely long hair extensions as well, in case you're into that.
Well, see, I would see your show before, like, say I'm going to see a very silly comic.
Yes.
I would see your show first.
And then go see a silly comic.
Yes.
So that you're like, it's almost like I'm like the warm-up act. I'm like...
No. It's juxtaposed.
I see.
The two things are so different from me. I mean, yours is silly.
Mine's
would you
silly.
say it's silly?
I would say it's silly, yeah. I would say it's very silly, actually.
But it's... All right, then forget what I said.
Mine's definitely not a serious play.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of that, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's... So if anybody that's listening that wants to come to the... come see my show.
5:40 at the Jack Palace.
Yeah, the Jack Dome. Yeah,
the Jack
you fucked that
Dome.
up immediately. Wow. Let's say that again. 5:40 p.m. at the Jack Dome, CHRISTBRIDE by Bebe Cave.
CHRISTBRIDE, all caps.
All caps.
So, do you have a ritual when you go up to Edinburgh? Do you like? I'm not going to see any shows until I've, done one show.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah. I think because my show's slightly later. Last year I was at 3 p.m. and that was really like there's nothing I can really manage to see before my show for the first 2 weeks or something like that because I get too nervous. This year, you never know. Maybe I'll be able to see some things before my show, but probably for the first few days, I reckon I won't.
Are you the type that I never wanted to know who's in the audience? Like sometimes Jack Nicholson would come and say, no. Where they would say, the Scotsman's in today.
Oh,
My manager, I go,
I
don't want to know
honestly,
that
to be honest. That's no business of
Fuck
mine.
you.
It's literally no business of mine. I think that's one nice thing about having a producer and things like that.
The Big Issue is in.
Oh my God.
Humpty Dumpty magazine is in right now.
Rumpelstiltskin. Their online edition. Yeah, they're thinking maybe doing a piece on me. Isn't that amazing? So I've told my producer, he handles that stuff for me, luckily. If anybody's in, there's really no business of mine to know about it. It will only make me feel anxious and nervous.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, by the time that you're up there, you can obviously do work on the show and you grow as a performer and you add bits throughout the month. But really, it's a finished product. So if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But it's about you.
Also, what I don't want to hear is like, you got your head in your hands, your manager comes back and it's like, the Scotsman was in.
No, terrible.
And it's like, this is the shittest show I've ever done.
Well, also, I think that what's good about not knowing which reviewers come and if they've come, if you do get about it, you can delude yourself. Oh, well, just because you haven't had any reviewers in. That's what that is.
Able to delude.
Yeah. That's the actor's way. I'm able to delude other people and myself. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, so you want to get to a point, you get a review under your belt, you go see some shows,
and
relax.
Then exactly relax, and then like play some pool in the evenings.
Pool.
Yeah, there's a nice pool
City
table.
Caf?
Yeah, at the City Cafe, and then also at the Performers Bar at the Pleasance. They've got a nice pool table.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a bit swanky.
Wow.
And go see my Fringe shows. To be fair, Fringe tickets are really expensive in the last few years, so I just try and use my pass when I can and get into shows at my venue. And then occasionally, it's bad, but I sort of wait to hear, maybe things that are good and that I should go see, and then those will be the few tickets, that
wait.
Yeah, is that bad? Is that really bad?
It's so
I'm not
bad.
taking a pun. I'm not taking a pun on something that I don't know is going to be kind of quite good. I just don't have it's so expensive taking a show up there in the first place.
That's like the TV people that come in the third week.
I know, exactly.
And they go, we're only seeing things we were recommended, and then we're not even going to see that. We're going to get drunk.
Exactly.
On our side of the hill.
I do occasionally take a punt with something, and especially I think that's what's great about Free Fringe as well, is like you can be a bit more adventurous with those kind of risks, creative risks. Plus, by the time you get to the last week and a half, everything's pretty much sold out anyway. So it's going to be that middle section where I do maybe start seeing some shows, but I still that first week in terms of rituals, what you said for me, it's like. It's about just making sure that you've got a bit of time every day. I've got a very sensitive voice as well, so I have to not speak constantly all day. Or today I'm fine. No, this is part of my allotted 2 hours where I'm allowed to speak today.
Have mentioned this on the pod that I lose my voice halfway through.
I know, it's brutal. I lost my voice pretty much immediately last year, but I didn't have a microphone for my show.
Oh,
and I do have a microphone.
You were
this year.
old school.
Yeah. Well, I was in such a small room. It was the Pleasance below. It was about 50 seats.
Oh, why get a microphone?
And I wanted it just didn't feel right. But obviously, then the second I actually used a microphone, I realized this is so much better. I can't believe I didn't do this for the whole month.
What about audience? If it's a small audience, do you immediately go?
Do you know what? It's as long as there are 5 people there, I reckon that you're okay. I think that it's pretty much impossible to perform to a room with less than 5 people in it, because at that point, everyone there feels slightly awkward about the fact that they're the only people there.
What if you go out there and there's just a baby in the audience? What do you do?
That would be my dream performance, actually. That's the one exception to the rule. If it's just a baby there, that's going to be the best show of my life. And that baby's going to grow up to be a film director that then costs me. Because that's how good my performance is going to be.
When we did improv shows, we always had the rule that if the audience is smaller than the cast, we cancel.
That's a really good
rule. But some people were like, if there's just a body, we've got to do the show.
Yeah, I think at certain points you have to save your dignity a little.
Yeah.
But I think that for me, my show has so many sound effects and modes of character, modes of address and set pieces in it that for me, if I was just talking on stage for a full hour with no business going on, yes, I think I would probably find it difficult to perform to a really small crowd. But to be honest, I keep it so busy. I keep it so wacky. I think that even 5 and above, I can do it. I can bloody do it. And they're going to have the best time of their life. But obviously, it's so much better if there are loads of people there, I can't lie.
Also, you can kind of look at it as, I'm getting this hour, it's kind of a workout. So I'm getting my workout in.
Totally, I get my steps in.
Regardless of what happens.
Oh my God, my step count during the Fringe last year was nuts, absolutely bloody nuts.
Do you have those?
Oh yeah,
Fitbit
yeah. I don't have the thing that you wear on your wrist because that is a bit embarrassing actually. Just checking. None on the rest. But I've got the step counter on my phone. But yeah, when you're doing 20K steps a day easily, you can have a sausage roll every day. Maybe twice a day if you really want. Some days I have 2. There's an amazing bakehouse called the Moore Bakehouse that's just, oh my God.
Moore Bakehouse. M-O-O-R-E.
So good. I can't remember if it's a M-O-O-R-E or it's like, I can't remember how it's spelled. All I can remember is how it smells and how it tastes. And it's bloody
More
lovely.
Bakehouse.
And they have a different sausage roll every year.
That
Caramelized
they feature.
onion or
Oh,
like a little bit of
nice.
feta. And every day after my show, I go visit the bakehouse. So if anybody is listening and they really want to catch a glimpse of me, I'll be at the Moore Bakehouse.
More Bakehouse. This is a question I had on my mind.
Oh, my God.
Are you into those Ren fairs and things like that? Have you ever been to one of those?
No, and it's my lifelong dream to go to a Ren fair.
Where people are in character?
There's just nothing better, nothing more wholesome, nothing more
Really?
sweet. That's actually a big theme of my show. No, genuinely. My
Really?
backdrop is a Ren fair fairground tent.
Oh, my God.
So my mum makes all my props for me and my backdrops and things. And I knew that I needed a sort of a curtain maneuver to show some stained glass windows and hide them at various points throughout the show.
You have stained glass in your show?
Yes. And
Okay.
I mean, it's just made out of plastic, so it's not real.
Okay.
Yeah. But in order to be able to, open and close the curtains, and we thought that we should do the whole show is a medieval parody, right? And I think that Ren fairs, in a way, are a modern version of a parodying this idea, this romantic ideal that we have of the Middle Ages.
We do.
We wouldn't have been like walking around with long flowing hair and these tight little corsets and gorgeous big boobies and whatever. We have such a sort of rose-tinted view of the Middle Ages because it kind of represents this polar opposite to the lives that young people live now, where
Yes.
they're so disconnected. You have this idea that you would just be frolicking around in nature all day. Like, no, people had really hard lives. It was a difficult time to be alive.
I know. And
But-
people challenging each other.
Yeah, exactly. Jousting for your
Can I
honor.
tell a story?
Please.
This friend of mine, or this guy I knew, used to work at the Ren fairs.
So
and then they
cool.
would party afterwards, right? But
Yeah.
some people would still stay in character.
Fuck yeah.
And this guy was with his girlfriend, right? And some guy who was in character, a big burly guy, comes up and he's like, he was going after the girlfriend and he goes to the guy, he goes, "Your hair would look good on my helmet." And it's like, what?
What does that even mean?
What the fuck,
What sex act are
man?
you doing? You ripping off her
Get
hair?
the-
What's going on there then?
Yeah, I know.
That's really funny.
But they would just get carried away
That's
with the
called
character.
LARPing, isn't it?
What?
Live action role playing is when people they dress up in the costumes and they put on. Well, I love an American doing a British accent, like when they do.
Me?
No, not you. Very much not you. It's when they do this. The Ren Fair adult is a kind of a variant of the Disney adult, isn't it? Where they talk in this British accent that they
Right,
think is
right.
what British people sound like, and there's something so cartoonish and sort of childlike about
right.
it.
It's not right.
I think that it's interesting as well. Ren Fair culture for me is very like closely linked, really, with the medieval revival culture that was sort of popularised in the sort of 1960s. Even the dress that I'm wearing today, this is a sort of a 60s 1400 style dress, and it's so much bright colour. It's
Like
all about.
you could be on the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh my god, that would be the dream. I love a bit of prog rock. I love Steel Eye Span. Oh my god, Gaudete might be the best song in the
Steely
world.
Dan?
No, Steel Eye Span. They're a
Oh.
prog rock band. But yeah, Steely Dan as well. Actually,
I love Steely
Me
Dan.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm obsessed with Ren Fair culture, and I think that our sort of very modern romantic ideals of the old world is really beautiful, actually, because even though intellectually we all know actually would have been a very shit time to be alive, especially to be a woman.
It would not be fun.
No, and you would die and you would just get sick all the time and you'd just like, ugh, it'd be terrible. But our ideal of it is actually, it's about the desire that we all have for connection, really, to nature, to each other, to romantic ideals of running around in a big, beautiful forest. Like, that's actually, there's something really beautiful about that. The fact that adults out there are doing Ren fairs and they're putting on these silly voices and they're drinking big pints of ale. That sounds like
Yeah.
my dream come true.
And
If
you
somebody
can-
would pay for me to go to America so I can go to a Ren fair.
They're
they might-
all over the place.
No, but also apparently they might be doing one in the UK this year.
Yes.
Would you come with me?
No.
Okay.
No, listen. I have a segment in the show called Fill in the Blank.
Okay.
Okay, so I say a sentence and you have to fill in the blank.
Gorge.
Yeah. Are you up for it?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
You're so fucking weird. Why do you always do these weird pauses? Making me question myself. Fucking freak. Sorry.
Now,
Sorry.
okay,
Freak.
no, you're right. I lost my blank once, And it still bugs me to this day.
Baby.
You lost your baby once.
Oh, is this supposed to be about me? I
Yeah.
thought we were writing a story together.
Oh, no.
I thought we were doing like one of
No.
those whimsical poems, like baby shoes on the windowsill,
No, I thought, oh
level
my God,
worn.
you're getting so heavy. I lost my blank once, like maybe.
So this has to be about me?
Well, it could, yeah.
Okay.
It can be like something you might have lost that you go, damn it.
I do know the concept of losing something. Yeah, Rich, thank you. Phone. There we go. Is that right?
Okay, all right. That's good. My mental state is best during the blank.
Sleep.
Sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, because, yeah.
Ain't nothing to worry about then.
But if
Unless
you're
the nasty people in your dreams.
awakened before you start dreaming, that can get
A bit freaky as well, yeah.
Can I get a blank blank?
Can I get a big boy?
Can I get a big boy?
I love it when
Okay.
boys are big. Love it.
Blank is the stage show I still haven't seen that I want to see.
It
could be
Shakespeare. Any Shakespeare is the stage show that I still haven't seen because Shakespeare at the Globe is the stage
you
show I
haven't
haven't seen because
Okay.
I've never been to the Globe and God, it sounds jaunty. They wear outfits like this.
Yes, you could wear that.
I would blend in.
No one can embarrass me like my blank.
Mouth.
Your mouth.
Yeah.
Your mouth gets you into trouble.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. As you've seen.
Anything else you want to mention about the show? It's 5:40 at the Pleasance Jack Dome.
Yes. If you would like to come to see it, please do, and I'll see you at the Moore Bakehouse. If you're at the Fringe.
CHRISTBRIDE. She will shake your hand afterwards
Absolutely.
at the Moore House.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking of making some merch where I just go and get some sausage rolls every day, and then I just give them out to the audience members that laughed the
For
hardest.
50p maybe.
Yeah.
You can resell food there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just they just take a 10%, commission the venue. But yeah, I can bring some loads of sausage rolls in. Maybe I'll get one and then cut it into like 10 pieces, so then I
That's a
make
great
even more of a
idea.
profit. And actually, I could chuck them out like frisbees during the show. Whoever laughs the hardest, you're gonna get a piece of a sausage roll.
And if you're expecting drama, you're not going to get it.
You're not gonna get it. You're only gonna get laughs. You're only gonna get laughs
Comedy.
and a little bit of blasphemy.
Blasphemy. And it's going to get canceled.
Definitely. After the first day, fingers crossed. And then I'm just going to party for the rest of the Fringe. I'm just going to guzzle beer.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm so excited,
All
actually.
right. Thanks, Phoebe.
Thank you so much for having me on, Rich. It was lovely.
That was loads of fun. Please go see her show if you can. And also, please press subscribe. That's all I'm going to ask. Have a good week. I'll see you next week.
TalkBox. Rich Fulcher. TalkBox. Rich Fulcher's TalkBox.